Wear OS smartwatches could definitely use some improvements, but the question is if LTE is really one of those things we were missing, especially if it goes at the expense of some other fundamentals. Hey, I'm Brian and this is my TicWatch Pro 4G review. Design-wise, I'm not that convinced by the TicWatch Pro 4G. For one, it's a very large and thick watch. Way too large for my wrists definitely, and they are not even that small. The casing is made from hard plastic, and together with the rubber strap, it just doesn't feel particularly premium. The strap is interchangeable though. Now you could argue that premium design wasn't even the focus, but why does it have this fashion-esque ring around the watch face then? The design just doesn't feel that well rounded, and given that good design is a primary concern for a watch in my eyes, this is more of a negative differentiator to other Wear OS watches. The casing is IP68 water resistant though, which I think is essential even just to rinse it off after doing sports. On the back of the watch you have the heart rate monitor that can constantly measure your heart rate, and on the front is that special dual layer display. It's super visible in direct sunlight while still saving a lot of battery compared to the power-hungry OLED screen under it. A problem is though that due to the missing backlight, this style of always-on display is basically useless in the dark. The upper segmented LCD display also doesn't deteriorate the quality of the OLED underneath it at all. You don't even notice that it's there when it's off. The OLED screen itself is sharp and also bright enough to be visible in direct sunlight. But when you think that because of this special display implementation the watch had very good battery life, you would be mistaken. Probably also because of the 4G modem inside consuming a lot of power, I never managed to get through 2 full days with this watch. When exercising and using GPS, I could even kill it in a day. So this is just another watch you have to charge every night. Also, charging time with the huge cradle is rather long at 1.5 hours. And I'm also not that convinced that LTE is worth this trade-off. Of course, when going running only with the watch, this could prove useful to still be able to make calls and ask the assistant questions, but I just never find myself leaving the house without my phone and only the watch. And then you can also do all of these things through the data connection on your phone. Plus, it's not like the LTE connection is free. You do have to pay a monthly or one-time fee to get it activated, and it doesn't work on every carrier, since there's of course no SIM slot. On the positive side, taking calls isn't actually that bad, apart from looking goofy. The speaker is loud enough and the microphone is fine as well. The presence of a speaker also means that you can talk to the Google Assistant and get a spoken answer back. And here, as well as with the rest of the interface, the 1GB of RAM really helps speed things up. The watch reacts very quickly, noticeably faster than one with only half the RAM, and that's very refreshing as it saves a lot of weight. I think though that putting in a Snapdragon 3100 instead of the older 2100 would have probably helped with eliminating the small stutters that still occur from time to time. As I said in my recent video on the tech I use, I'm still a big fan of the Wear OS software experience. There's a solid app selection even though I don't really use any apps apart from a third-party one for running. Fitness tracking with Google Fit is solid, and this watch also supports sleep tracking, though I don't know why you would want to wear this huge watch at night. Paying with Google Pay works great, and the notification management is of course nice as well. What does enhance the Wear OS experience quite a bit though is a rotating side button. And this watch doesn't have that, so you can only use the screen for scrolling, which is a bummer. It would make navigating much easier, and not including it is a missed opportunity. At least the bottom button can be remapped. As I said in the beginning, I'm not sure if the gain of LTE is worth all of the trade-offs of this watch. It costs you in the price of the watch and with your carrier while offering limited utility. And it goes at the expense of the battery life gains that could otherwise come from a very smart display solution. The interface of the watch is very smooth, but it's let down by the lack of an alternative input method for scrolling and a watch design that just isn't that appealing. And I'm not sure if this conflicted feeling is the right one to leave off with for a watch that costs 300 euros. So I'm still looking forward to testing Fossil's 5th gen, stay tuned so you don't miss that. Thanks to Mobvoi for the TicWatch Pro review unit. Of course no compensation was provided for this video. I have to declare it as product placement though, because they let me keep the watch. All of my opinions are still my own. If you enjoyed this video, you know which buttons to press, and don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter. I'm Brian, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.